I just interrupt?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Although Mr. Muzaffar Shah has not kept his word of sending me Babbu Gosha, but a young Kashmiri lady, Hina Mushtaq, who my wife and I treat as our daughter, she has sent me not only Babbu Gosha, she has sent me Vazwan today, consisting of Goshtaba, Rista and Kebab.
Well, you have to share that, Justice Carter, you have to share that with us.
कहाँ से भेजे? मगर मेरा grievance है against
सर आप बुला लीजिए हम आ जाएंगे.
He has not kept his word.
Kashmiri Goshtaba is well known. Kashmiri Goshtaba is well known for the world.
Vazwan मुझे भेजा था.
Karju साहब Goshtaba मुहर Kashmir.
मुझे बब्बू गोशा भी भेजा और वाजवान भी भेजा.
अगर हम आए बदकिस्मती से अभी तक
वही है खासकर कश्मीर के बब्बू गोशा खाया, गुश्ताबा खाया, सब कुछ गया. You sell everything to Goshtaba.
I had dinner at Vazwan.
Keep up our word, sir. Definitely
today.
बस.
Oh, you're all set.
वही बारा का Goshtaba क्यों सो रही है ऐसे?
That is correct.
ये Goshtaba क्यों सो रही है?
So I'm actually glad Professor G.K. Muju Saab has joined us. He is a Kashmiri Pandit resident in Jammu. His father was is assassinated in militancy in 90s. However, he's still holding strong. Also the editor of a newspaper, Voice of India, I believe.
Voice of Silence. Voice of Silence.
Sorry, Voice of Silence .in. But I would like to add Mr. Zuchi's point. You know, he believes in pluralism. He also does agree with Dr. Sazwal that Article 370 was gone for good. And he believes that militancy should be curbed for the peace to come on. So before, I think I have Mr. Rameji. He is based out of US. He, recited a beautiful poem he had written. I think last time that was recited at Stanford. I'll want to give him the stage for a couple of minutes because I see his hands raised. But before and after that, I'll bring Professor Muju to speak his views. Again, Rameji, please, you can speak.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making me part of this. I truly appreciate that. So, I heard the comment and I heard Mr. Juxi's data so I'm assuming because this data is a public information, so I request, first of all the attendees to please go and look at that data, because it is the data which makes us stronger, which makes our decision making, our thought process more in line, more in what is the truth. So Jusi Saab, it will be a great honor if you can please publish this data and share it with everybody in the team, so that share it with everybody in the team, this team, because this is a team of intellectuals, and that data needs to be given, both the good part of it and the bad part of it. And I think that's how we as a team will become stronger. That's the point I wanted to make. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. Well, we need to have you recite your poem last time you had written. That was really beautiful, very touching. But maybe
we'll do it at the end, actually.
Okay, we'll do it at the end.
Thank you.
So with that, I think, again, I see side conversations. I see Mr. Dar saying miracles of Gushtaba and all the miracles of Vazwan are being spoken on the side. Also, Mr. Ashokji says central point raised by Dr. Sazwal was pointing to misgovernance in Jammu and Kashmir since 1948. I did not see Mr. Shah address that. So I'll have Dr. Sazwal and Mr. Shah respond to that. But before we do, I'd like to have Mr. Professor Muju Saab speak a few words about his thoughts about the disorder and democracy that prevails, the disorder that prevails today, especially in the Kashmir region, and the way forward. So Muju
Thank you very much. I'm sorry I joined very late because of some internet problems.
No, it's
See,
okay.
the question is, the issue is way forward. And unfortunately, we are dealing with such issues which are extraneous for all practical purposes. Because issue forward means we have to find out the basic problem. The basic problem is Kashmir. We ignore that. We don't talk about that. If you resolve the basic problem of Kashmir issue, without parties are there now because Pakistan was there, now China has come there, you resolve the issue. Then there are external, internal problems. External problems with Pakistan. The aggression of Pakistan, POK, and all those things. You have to discuss with that. And discuss that issue with Pakistan and come to some solution. Unless that happens, you can't have peace in Kashmir because Pakistan is provoking local youth for its own interests. Then there are internal issues. We can be resolved by internal, the internal measures. Now, so coming to say 4,370, Mr. Jutsi has given a grand list of the developments, all those things. Could not these things have been done without removing 370? After all, 1953 से हमने यहाँ तक अपनी भी तरक्की की यहाँ पर वो विदिन 370 की ना हमने कितने ही लॉस यहाँ हमने अपने लिए एसी आ गया एजी आ गया इलेक्शन कमीशन आ गया सुप्रीम कोर्ट आ गई और बाकी लेबर और कश्मीर वाज द ओनली पर्सन ओनली वन एजुकेशन फ्री right from the graduation level because the RET was not here. Education was free right from primary class to post-graduation, and then after PG, you are getting scholarship students, loans for education, for medicine, for engineering, all those things. So this is the only state in India where education was almost free for everything. So you can't say well, something extraordinary has happened after 370. These could have been done without removing 370. And in fact, in some of my articles, I have put it there. Actually, what was the grievance? What was the problem? Was the Valmikis, the Gorkhas, the POK people, and there was people of the state girls who marrying outside were deprived of rights. And I had put that there, you can amend Article 335A and grant them those rights. That was the only thing to do. There was a common man and nothing to do with 370. And most of the Indian laws were already applicable to GIVC. You listen to an interview, Mr. Karan Thapar, Mr. Faisal Mustafa of the Vice Chancellor of the Islam University Hyderabad. He said already everything was applied already applicable to JNK state. We get nothing. And then if government says that Milton says that Article 370 is responsible for 370, then why didn't, I repeat last time also, why didn't militancy take place from 47 to 87? It is already there. And then why did Kashmiri Muslims join militancy in 1965 or 47 or 71? So it was mishandling of Kashmir situation over India right after 53 that these things happened. And the collapse came in 87. The elections were rigged and all those things. Why can't we accept? So anyway, those are the internal problems. And we could resolve those problems. So 370 has nothing to do with all those things. And what Mr. Jutsi has given the figures, this is all right. This could happen otherwise also. And then Kashmir was one of the best prosperous states. Kashmir is the only state where there's nobody was your house. There's no house man in Kashmir who didn't have his own house, and nobody would sit up the roadsides, as happened in the UP and other places of India. The only place in Kashmir, who can be proud of that. And economy, Kashmir, JNK was very prosperous. ऐसी कोई बात नहीं थी, ऐसी नहीं बात नहीं थी. So to say that India 370 के बाद में India ने अब, no, it is psychological guilt feeling. Yeah, we had to compensate for the loss we had for Kashmir. We had to compensate. It's a guilt feeling, psychological guilt feeling. I'm the psychologist basically. So to compensate that, so आपने deprive कर दिया, अब उसको थोड़ा compensate करें, over compensate करेंगे, ताकि वो भूल जाएगा. Give a broader cut, so the shorter cut is forward. That is a simple thing. And basic thing is, you resolve the Kashmir issue without the parties are concerned. You will have peace in Kashmir. Unless that, it will always continue that. Then internally you take local people to conflict. Oh, just like strategic Shah Sahab ne bhi keh diya. This is strategic silence. I have put it there. This is strategic silence. You don't know when this volcano is going to blast. It's a burst. Don't take it on the face value afterwards there. I have been to Kashmir. I go to Kashmir regularly. Presently, I'm running 2 schools in Kashmir. 2 girls' schools, high school, I'm running in Kashmir. I go, I meet people there. I know what is there. I meet people there. It's silence after fear, out of strategy. As Shah Sahab was a something will happen. We don't want to get people to get killed. Let us resolve the basic issue. Let us resolve the problem. All these things automatically get solved But we're not attending that. And the solution lies in the problem itself, not outside the problem. We try to have other things catch tentacles, but we leave the main train aside. So that's the main problem we have got. And then having all these political discussions and debates and terminologies and all those things is that it has no value as such. Go to the basic psyche of a person. Talk to the person concerned who are there. Talk to the basic persons who are involved in this. And then probably you will find a solution. Why do you talk to common people there? We talk to common people of the Edgar state. And unfortunately, it becomes a regional issue, it becomes a global issue, it's something very strange things are happening. So we have to find a solution. And definitely, Kashmir has suffered. I'm a victim of militancy myself. But even then I say, peace must prevail in Kashmir. Kashmiri Muslims and Hindus have to come together, and then civil society has to come forward and make some efforts for peace in the valley. It's both the Hindus and the Muslims and Sikhs, they have to come jointly. And civil society has to play an important role besides the political powers which are there. And politically exploiting is a different thing altogether. I don't want to go to those issues now again. But the question is, civil society has to come forward, it has to work, and government to provide a chance for it to work together. And then basic issues, as I repeat, is Kashmir issue has been resolved with all the parties involved in an amicable manner, whosoever is involved. And we know that Pakistan is responsible for the Kashmir issue. After accession to India, I would say there's 47, and then conditions under which Kashmir acceded to India have also to be taken into consideration, because Kashmir did not accede under normal circumstances on 15th of August. It acceded on 26th of October after Pakistan attacked Kashmir under certain circumstances, conditions. So those can't be ignored, the agreement. So you have to understand that Central people also are there. And the 370, 371 and all those things are already there. And if you want people there, you have to address their grievances, address their, problems, and that resolve the issue amicably. That's my suggestion towards the whole issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Muju. I think we got 2 speakers in favor of 370 being revoked and 2 speakers in suggesting that was a mistake. And with that, I mean, we have a lot of questions going on the side. I see Asif Saab, Dar Saab, and Attar Ilahi and Irfan discussing on the side. I'd like to give them a chance to speak up their mind, but before I do so, and I think there are questions for Dr. Sazal and Mr. Shah as well. But before that, I'd like to introduce Naren. He is our General Secretary. Naren, are you online or are you still not connected? Okay.
Yeah,